like to express my deep gratitude to all of you around this table and to those intervening online and to the delegates participating in the 5 working groups. We are sending today a very powerful message of engagement with the Republic of Moldova in these challenging times. Distinguished colleagues, the world has dramatically changed since the outbreak of Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. We don't know yet how long Ukraine and the Ukrainian people will have to suffer for defending their independence and their sovereign legitimate right to freely choose their future. We see day by day the horrible effects of the war, especially on the civilian population. I would like to firmly condemn the brutal attack on Vinica yesterday, which is unacceptable, revolting, and in blatant violation of international humanitarian law. We know and we see every day that the war has sent shockwaves also far beyond Ukraine. And they are particularly severe for the Republic of Moldova, a vulnerable and exposed country close to the epicenter of the war. Even before the war, the Republic of Moldova was struggling with a serious energy crisis. With the outbreak of the war, a new complex mix of challenges has set in of a different magnitude, such as a dramatic increase in energy prices, high inflation, disruption of supply chains, loss of trade opportunities, and the humanitarian emergency which was triggered by a large influx of refugees. Against this difficult background, the Republic of Moldova has, since our last meeting in Berlin, made giant strides on its European agenda. The European Council on the 23rd and 24th of June has granted candidate status to the country, a truly historic decision opening up the pathway leading ultimately, when all conditions and all criteria are met, to the EU integration. I congratulate the entire government of the Republic of Moldova and President Maia Sandu for their relentless efforts that led to this historic outcome. Of course, all the hard work lies ahead. The process of European integration is based on own merits, on a consistent track record of reforms, requiring strong political will and multi-level institutional efforts. The current government in Chișinău is not only aware of that, but also able and committed to move forward on this path. The Moldova Support Platform will play a substantial role in this direction, contributing to achieving meaningful reforms. The Berlin Conference in April has been a truly pivotal moment. It has galvanized and streamlined our collective efforts in support of our friends in Chișinău on 5 key policy areas that are critical for the resilience of the Republic of Moldova. With the Bucharest Conference today, the platform turns into a permanent intergovernmental mechanism, an international framework for mobilizing, concentrating, and coordinating our assistance to the Republic of Moldova. On the one hand, we should help the Republic of Moldova respond to the short-term pressing challenges. Chief among these is the fallout of the war in Ukraine and its severe financial impact. The state budget of the Republic of Moldova is under enormous pressure. Access to external financing remains expensive. The country is fast approaching the safe borrowing ceilings. So I strongly encourage you to look into every possibility to provide further financial support, ideally direct grants, to help Chișinău overcoming the current difficulties. On the other hand, we should aim at better connecting the platform with Moldova's long-term reform priorities, including the activity of the working groups. Our collective effort would only be meaningful if we are able to help Republic of Moldova fulfill its vision for a European future. The immediate tasks in terms of reforms are clearly outlined in the European Commission opinion on the 17th of June, which laid the ground for the recognition of the Republic of Moldova's candidate status. I encourage all of you, as well as the working groups, to strive to bring our assistance efforts more in tune with the Chișinău's European agenda. Dear colleagues, Madam President Maia Sandu will lay out in detail the complex difficulties her country is facing, but I think I will be in full agreement with Madam President as I convey to you this message. The time to act in support of the Republic of Moldova is now. we do not have the luxury to lose precious time. Romania remains fully engaged in supporting Chișinău's ambitious reforms process and in advancing on its European path. I strongly believe that the Moldova Support Platform can make a significant difference by responding to the Republic of Moldova's development needs. Therefore, after consultation with our Moldovan colleagues and with the co-chairs, I propose to you the possibility to set up an additional working group dedicated to public administration reform and public finance management. With that, I kindly ask Annalena to take the floor. Dear Annalena, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, dear Minister Aurescu, dear Bogdan. It's really a pleasure not only being here, but co-chairing the second part of our platform. And you said now it's a constant mechanism together in this very important time. Dear Madam President, virtually, dear Maya Sandu, dear Minister Spatarin, dear Marcel, colleagues, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and especially friends of the Republic of Moldova. We are meeting here today having witnessed a historic step which also shows that we can make a difference if we are standing together, especially in times of crisis. Moldova, and I think 3 months ago, not everybody in the room would have imagined this step, but now Moldova is officially a candidate for EU membership. And Madam President, I really, from the bottom of my heart, congratulate you to this step, because it was your government, your young but especially democratic government, making this possible for the citizens of your country. This is a crucial achievement, and we were at a crossroad and we took the right direction, even though we had some discussions in the beginning, but I think this is what politics is all about, making decisions in difficult times. The European Council thereby followed the appraisal by the Commission, which said, I quote, Moldova is a European state committed to respecting and promoting the values on which the European Union was founded. Of course, this is only the beginning of a challenging process, but above all, it sends a signal to the Moldovan people, to all Europeans, to all who believe in international law and the peace project of the European Union, that Moldova's future lies in Europe. We share the same values, we share the same hopes, and we share the same destiny. I can assure you, Germany will be right by your side. We are in this for the long and not for the short run. Our message today is the same one we had 3 months ago at our first support conference in Berlin. Moldova does not stand alone. And we underline, if we are standing together, we can make a difference. Because if we are frank, Moldova was standing at a very, very critical situation. When I visited your country, we were discussing what it would mean if you would not have any energy supply anymore. What it would mean if Russia wouldn't use tanks, but hybrid warfare to collapse your country. Ladies and gentlemen, during the last months, the suffering of the Ukrainian people has anyhow continued, and so has the enormous pressure on Moldova. We know about the challenges your country is still facing today, and we are here today to address them. Moldova, with only 2.5 million inhabitants, is still hosting more than 70 Ukrainian refugees, similar amount than Germany with 82 million people. Moldova is playing an instrumental role in the export of grain from Ukraine by opening its rail lines, its roads, and its ports infrastructure. This not only helps Ukraine and its farmers, but it also contributes to global food security. Moldova is feeling the economic shockwaves of the war. Its vital economic links to Ukraine and Russia have been disrupted. Businesses are unable to export their goods. Energy prices are rising dramatically, and supply chains have been interrupted. 29% of inflation is something actually I think many of us in the room can hardly imagine. Moldovan migrant workers in Russia struggle to support their families back home. This is why, and I would like to support my colleague and friend Bogdan in this, this is why we must double down on our efforts to support Moldova. As agreed in the first Moldova Support Conference in Berlin in April, the two central goals of the Moldova platform remain unchanged. First, we will keep mobilizing support for Moldova politically, but importantly, financially. I'm happy to announce that Germany is scaling up its effort. We are planning to provide a substantial grant in the amount up to 77 million euro for development and cooperation with Moldova. And because we have heard what you said 3 months ago, especially your president at the conference, we need direct budget support. I know that this is not easy for many countries. Also for my country, we have a special procedure in this. We have to go back to Parliament to make this possible, but we are ready to do so. Therefore, these 77 million euros include a grant of 40 million for Moldova's energy vulnerability, a direct grant to support especially the poorest families in your country. I'm really happy to announce this, but we can do this only together. So my appeal is to everybody, even though we are a strong country, but to everybody to check if direct budget support is possible. Secondly, Germany will also contribute additional funds to support refugees and host communities in Moldova. Again, what we have heard at the last conference is you need support that the school kids can actually be in the building and in a heated building in winter. We will specifically address the needs of the displaced women and girls in the regions because women are especially vulnerable in this war. We thank all our partners for their commitments made at the first conference in Berlin, and we will call on them to continue their support. And thirdly, we need to keep looking beyond the short-term emergency support and also address Moldova's longer-term needs. This includes the transition to renewable energies so the country can become more energy independent. We are also supporting public administration reform and the fight against corruption. All of these measures will contribute to achieve our goal to improve the living standard of the people of Moldova so that they can stay in your country. We have worked on these measures in 5 working groups during the last months, and I think this is also very special about this platform, that this is not about ministers' words and then everybody is leaving. And I would like to thank all our teams and the staff around, because this platform is about action. So actually, when we are finishing with our words here in the beginning, the real work is beginning, because we need the change on the ground. And I'm looking forward to hearing the outcome of the discussion during our subsequent question, which will follow. And I really appreciate that you suggested a 6th working group in this regard for public administration and public finance management. I would like to thank Minister Aurescu. I would like to thank you, dear Bogdan, and your whole team for organizing this important event. We are in the middle of summer, obviously, but this was important for the 3 of us, that we can show we don't stop our support, even though the headlines are not on all the front pages anymore. I think that this is really important, that we keep on our support and remain with our message: Moldova does not stand alone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, dear Annalena, for your statement, for your very strong commitment, Germany's commitment, but also your personal engagement, which speaks volumes about the importance that Germany and yourself are paying to the Republic of Moldova, but also to this region. This is extremely, extremely relevant. So I have now the pleasure to invite Minister of State Chrysoula Zacharopoulou on behalf of the French Republic to deliver her opening remarks. And I would like to use this opportunity to reiterate our gratitude to France for the cooperation within this format and its support for the platform. Chère Chrysoula, vous avez la parole.
So, good morning to everybody. Dear Ms. President, dear Bogdan, dear Annalena, dear Marcel, dear colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, the 24th of July, was a date where we celebrate France's historical commitment its values: freedom, equality, solidarity. By co-presenting today's conference, I feel very honored to take part in a concrete application of these values in a historical moment. Russia's unprovoked and unjustified aggression against Ukraine has not just threatened global security, it has also caused a worldwide humanitarian and economic crisis. Its consequences will weigh on our continent for many years to come. Yet we can all be extremely proud of the unity, reactivity, and solidarity demonstrated by the members of the European Union under French presidency. Solidarity with Ukraine, its population, but also with every country affected by this crisis. We know, dear Moldovan friends, that you are facing a major humanitarian storm. And before discussing our support, I would like to underscore the huge admiration that France, the EU, and our populations have for your resilience and generosity. But the most important, you have our support. That's why we launched the Moldova Support Platform last April and the Ministerial Conference in Berlin. I'm pleased to be in Bucharest today to co-chair this second tour. It is important that we discuss regularly to hear your latest challenges and needs, to make sure commitments are quickly and concretely implemented, and to continue to mobilize support. France has already taken a great share in this major solidarity effort. First, to help you handle the refugee crisis, an emergency humanitarian and worth more than 1 million of euros has already been channeled to Moldova. France has also pledged to resettle 2,500 displaced persons. Second, through financial assistance. In Berlin, France announced substantial bilateral financial support to Moldova, amounting to 126 million euros to support your budget, your energy reforms, and a railway project. By the end of 2022, France's total pledge for 2022 will amount to 137 million euros. We will, of course, continue our support during the upcoming years to respond to further needs. Beyond this assistance, we are also working on the long term. Russia's aggression against Ukraine has revealed the need to strengthen our energy security and, of course, independence. Europe has taken decisive steps in that direction under French presidency. And we will also help Moldova, and we have done by connecting you to the European electricity grid and by mobilizing our development agency and private sector. The Energy Working Group, co-piloting by France, will continue to work on this major issue. Moldova can count on the full and long-term commitment of France to stand by its side. I'm therefore pleased to announce that France will be hosting the next ministerial conference of the platform in Paris by the end of the year. So we have a lot of progress to make until then, starting by today's conference. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for the support, and thank you very much, Bogdan, for the hospitality.
Merci infiniment, Chrysoula. Thank you so much for your statement and for the extensive and extended support that France is granting to the Republic of Moldova, and also for this announcement regarding the hosting of the next ministerial conference of the platform, which is extremely important, because I think, well, despite the vacation time or not, what is important is that we keep an eye on the work of the working groups. This is extremely relevant. So we have decided to make this platform a permanent instrument. That means that we have to meet from time to time and not in too distant time in order to make our progress available and to measure the progress that we are doing. Am acum deosebită plăcere de a o invita pe excelența sa, doamna Maia Sandu, președinta Republicii Moldova, să se adreseze reuniunii noastre. I now have the honor to invite Her Excellency Mrs. Maia Sandu, President of the Republic of Moldova, to address our meeting with her introductory remarks. Your Excellency, thank you for joining us today to this event, which demonstrates once again our joint and constant support for the Republic of Moldova. Doamna președinte, aveți cuvântul.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you all today and to open the second meeting of the Support Platform for Moldova. This platform is the result of our constantly improving relations with our key partners in Europe and beyond. I would like to thank in particular Minister Annalena Baerbock as well as the foreign ministries of Romania and France for setting up this platform and ensuring that its activities go on beyond the meeting in Berlin this April. And I would like to thank Minister Bogdan Aurescu for organizing, and his team for organizing the second meeting. It is important to know that we are not alone, that we can count on your support and solidarity, that we stand in this together. Moldova is a small country, and the magnitude of the challenges it faces today goes beyond our capacity to face them alone. It is reassuring to know that we have so many friends standing by us in these difficult times of multiple parallel crises. We appreciate your help to stand through these dramatic external challenges we all face today, but that are particularly difficult for the Moldovan people. Thank you for your pledges made during the first conference in Berlin. I hope that today's meeting will be as productive as the last one. Our ministries, our ministers, state secretaries and other colleagues present in Bucharest today will talk later in more detail about the needs in the working groups. But I would like you to know that we, as a team across all institutions, are committed to continuing addressing our ongoing and evolving challenges in the energy, security and border management, justice and economic sectors, as well as assisting refugees as much as we can. I would also like to take this opportunity and thank all our European partners for your vote of confidence on the 23rd of June. Granting Moldova the candidate status to the EU will help our people continue fighting for democracy, justice and prosperity with more confidence in the future. We are grateful for your trust and we look forward to continuing working together on the issues that bring us closer, make us more resilient and stronger. Thank you.
Vă mulțumesc foarte mult, doamna președinte. Thank you so much, Madam President, for this introductory statement, which has set the scene for our debates today. We are looking forward to your keynote intervention, keynote speech, which will come immediately after we close our debates to the media. And I would like now to move to the closed format of our event.